You think I'm crazy.
No, I don't. But I do think you need help. I mean, you don't eat, you don't sleep, you're afraid all the time.
You got nothing to fear but fear itself. And, of course, the boogeyman.
Surprise for me. Oh, I can't wait to see what it is.
I don't believe it. Tony Molinaro won't go out with me Friday night.
Oh, Ma, I'm not surprised. His wife just died. The man is still in mourning.
No, that's not the reason. Mae Bloomfield beat me to him.
But in general, it refers to the kind of person you don't want to share your Hugenkoggles with.
Rose, if you say one more of those stupid words...
So blow it out, your Tubin burbles!
It's hidden honeymoon hideaway in the Poconos.
Where every cottage is April in Paris.
And every bathroom, Calcutta in July.
Do you remember how I convinced you to let me back into bed?
No.
I've got a crush on you.
See, Marvin, how do you like it? Not a pretty picture, is it?
Marvin, what the hell is going on here?
Isn't it obvious? They put an ad in the magazine to lure an unsuspecting cutie like me into their web of sex games. They want me to be their love slave.
So bad.
Hey, I'm the one who should feel bad. Lydia and I were wearing the same dress.
Honey, can we go now? I've been planning this for months. A weekend alone in the woods. It's going to be perfect.
Oh, it sounds romantic. Maybe you'll have another baby. Oh, well, this is all my fault. Let me do it. Oh.
And now my beautiful assistant will step into the magic box.
Alfonso, I need to make an announcement.
Yes, well, take your time. I forgot to
Remember what it looks like. And I remember what it looks like on me. And because of that, I wear it all the time.
You will adjust.
I don't want to adjust. I want to be the person that I used to be.
But you have to face the truth. You need help. Now, you can deal with it, but you can't do it all.
Good to have you home, Ma.
Yes, you are.
All right. All right, I'll go back. Oh, you always win, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah, you're awfully good at this.
I'm the best.
Here we are.
Mom, I think we should talk.
Oh, why don't we just forget about it?
I don't want to forget about it.
Okay, then I forgive you. I know it wasn't your fault.
Mom, you've got to stop pretending I'm some kind of perfect angel. I'm not. I make mistakes. And what I did the other night was one of them.
We're interested in arranging a funeral.
Isn't that lovely? The three of you planning ahead for Mother.
Per Pfeiffer, how would you like a punch in your per face? Is it true what they say about black men in bed?
Oh, yes, definitely. Oh, yes, definitely. That is something I would like to know about, too. I don't believe we've been formally introduced. I'm Blanche Devereaux.
Yes, I know.
You do?
Of course.
Oh, I'm flattered.
You're the only student who failed my midterm exam. What was it you wanted to see me about?
Well, Professor Cooper, I suppose you are aware that I'm having the I lost it all. I'm sorry.
Mother, I am so ashamed of you.
I don't believe it.
Well, me neither. Frozen Island isn't the kind to squash.
That's not what I meant, exactly. No, she's going to the Bahamas with the college interviewer she met this afternoon.
Come on, Ed. You walk out that door, Missy. You can forget about coming back. Lucy! Lucy! Woman's in denial. I saw that dog with Ida's blue scarf in his mouth, and no one has seen her since.
Ma, what does Fred's dog have to do with this?
It's a known fact that dogs take on the personality traits of their masters.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah? Then why does your brother Phil's poodle like to wear that tutu and hop around on his hind legs?
You electric skillet! An electric skillet. It's from Fry Quick. It not only fries, it boils, it bakes, it simmers.
It stinks.
My apologies to the Fry Quick Corporation. But Green Team, we're not finished with you yet.
Abutting navigable waters. I don't believe that this court has any jurisdiction.
That sounds legal to me. Counselor, your last day has been a good one. Case dismissed.
Man. And he wonders why he can't have his own series.
Well,
Dorothy, I read your memo. I like the way you think.
Well, thank you, Mr. Hastings. Thank you very much.
Oh, you've got a lot of modern ideas for a woman your age.
Oh, you're just saying that.
No, I mean it.
This is all because you're going through the change? God, I hate that expression.
What is the big deal, Blanche? It's nothing. Look at it this way. You don't get cramps once a month. You don't go on eating binges once a month. You don't get crazy once a month.
You just grow a beard.
Blanche. Oh, my goodness. I haven't been hugged so much since VE Day, which was a kind of tricky because, as you know, we lost.
Angelo, you're even handsomer than you were your last visit.
Thank you. I've been plucking, eh? See, I got 2 eyebrows now.
Parents used to give me. Ma, do you remember that Christmas they gave me soap in the shape of the 7 dwarfs?
Well, now what's wrong with that?
Oh, what kid wants to play with soap? Besides, after a couple of baths, they look like 7 suppositories. Because it was on your property.
No way, lady. This is your tree. It's your responsibility.
Oh, my goodness, our tree fell into your yard.
Clam up, Gladys. This is their tree.
Look, there seems to be some confusion here, but we are neighbors. What do you say we split the cost and have the tree hauled away?
What do you say, you...
Dorothy, let's get out of here.
Ma, we have to pay our respects to the family. And listen, if you see Max, I don't want you making a...
I am so excited we have a band.
Oh, you hired somebody?
Yep, the Great Pretenders. It's an all-female jazz band. They're supposed to be fantastic. Well, now it's going to be a good party. Oh, it's too bad you couldn't find a better date than Harvey.
Well, I certainly wouldn't brag about my date if I were you.
The country club. And every year he'd say we were just going to have a nice, quiet little dinner. Then we'd walk into the dining room, and the lights would go on, and our friends, all from the finest families, would yell, "Surprise!" And every year I'd pretend to be surprised. It always made George so happy.
But good Lord, how could you fake it every year?
Well, Dorothy, when we... No, he was sent up the river on a morals charge.
Are you okay, Sophia? You're awfully quiet.
What? Oh, it's just that talking about Lillian makes me think about the future.
Oh, Ma, honey.
Off the hook. Not one phone call from a man all day, Rose.
By the way, Dorothy, if I were a lesbian, I sure would be a popular one. Look at this. 20 calls. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's... Oh, what am I doing?
guess.
Nobody asked you.
Was I talking to you? I'm talking to my daughter. To me, you don't exist.
And who's driving you to your niece's wedding in California?
Salvador, you're upsetting Papa. Would you please find a mechanic? It's freezing in here.
My course is a freezing in here. Mr. Ziti for brains decides to take a shortcut through Chicago.
Beendorf. Oh, it was just a platonic thing. We just went out to the movies and dinner. But when George came home on leave, he was furious. He accused me unjustly of infidelity while he was off fighting in some foreign land, some God-forsaken land where people didn't even believe in Jesus. And he forbade me ever to see Andrew again. So, of course, I didn't.
She's not in here.
Well, maybe she had trouble with her pacemaker, and since we weren't here, she called him.
Oh, my God.
There. No, I said over there.
We're canceled.
So what are you up to tonight, Holly?
Oh, nothing, just a quiet evening at home.
Oh, girls, I'm devastated, just devastated.
Honey, what happened?
I asked my teacher for help like you all told me to. He said the only way I would get an A on his final is if I sleep with him.
No.
Oh, yes. I just don't know what to do. Get it right?
If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? I also considered auditioning for the Actors Studio.
Why does every fighter become an actor? Just once, I'd like the other...
Cut off his sex.
You mean it grows back?
Yes, Rose.
Well, until I was 17.
What happened then?
Your father put his hand in my blouse. So I felt soiled, filthy, dirty. You know, in love. But this time I'm gonna fulfill my destiny from the curse.
So why don't you just kiss Rose and get it over with?
Technically, Rose isn't a fool. She's a simpleton.
What's the difference?
How can I explain it? Fools read Dear Abby. Simpletons read Ann Landers. It's a fine line.
Actually, I'm very this Ann. I haven't had this much off the spool since I measured the couch for slipcovers.
Ma must have forgotten something. Hi, Ma. Surprise.
Michael, what are you dressed?
I've settled here in Florida recently.
Oh.
Maybe you and your daughter could join me for an afternoon at the zoo one day soon?
My daughter and I would love that.
Well, I'll give you a call. Are you in the book?
Bold print. Say we just forget our money and save our behinds.
Why? You've got a lot more behind than you do money.
No, I'm with you. I say let's cut our losses and get out of here.
The Swedish machine.
I understand, Sven. Go on. Go on.
I'm coming, Olga. Oh, Cousin Rose, thank you. Oh, thank you all. Huh? Oh, wait, what about my clothes?
They're ugly. Any other questions?
Great. Welcome aboard. Well, she seems like a nice person. Where's she from?
I don't know.
Is she a beach person?
I don't know.
How long have you lived together?
About a year.
Really?
Look, Rose, we all kind of go our separate ways.
What's going on?
Oh, Blanche is telling me about Freud.
Why are you asking her? I'm the one who slept with him. it.
No. I never thought I'd be looking for my mother in the morgue. Oh, I can't believe, the last words I said to her were, "Shut up, Zulu." I just wish it was me that was lost instead of Ma.
You'd be a lot easier to find.
Harry, I win.
We don't have a dictionary.
Yes, we do.
Not anymore. The robbers took it.
They stole our dictionary?
That's right. Too bad.
Ma, dizdam is not a word. You made it up.
It's a word.
Fine. Use it in a sentence.
What in hell is going on here?
This is Baby, 5 times blue ribbon winner at the Minnesota State Fair. This sweet little thing is your uncle's pride and joy.
Oh, my God. That's the cutest baby I've ever seen.
Ma, it's a pig!
I don't think I can stand it much longer. My body feels like a Corvette up on blocks with its engine racing and the wheels just spinning and spinning with nowhere to go. I feel like I'm going to explode. Dorothy, you have to help me. You have to do something.
Honey, there's nothing I can do, so get that look out of your eye and let go of my hand.
Well, then I guess tomorrow morning we can start to pack. Can't we?
Yeah, I guess so. That's probably the best thing. Dr. Ashley was right, wasn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Because, I mean, it doesn't mean we can't still be friends. We'll...
Can I pet your cat, lady?
Well, sure, sweetheart.
What's his name?
Mr. Peepers?
I had a cat just like him. His name was Harpo, but he died. I miss him.
Oh, well, you'll have to get yourself another kitty. Would you?
God spoke to you. You haven't been eating chili dogs again, have you? That was an honest mistake, and to clarify, that's when I thought God was whistling to me. This was him talking.
Oh, Ma.
Don't you think I know how crazy this sounds? But it really happened.
Ma, I don't believe
Dorothy, that's silly. I bet they have only nice things to say about you.
Rose, I wasn't serious. I know babies can't talk.
Oh, yes, they can. It's just that they're only understood by other babies. And, of course, advanced civilization's far, far away.
Like where?
Apparently so.
I really appreciate all this.
Would you like to see pictures of him?
Very much.
That is incredible. And to think they made a movie about that deadbeat Gandhi. Well, there's a story like this that hasn't been told. Because you're a slut.
A slut?
Don't repeat everything I say.
Don't repeat everything you say. I'm not repeating everything you say.
You just did.
I did not. Nothing you say is worth repeating.
You, Blanche, are an amoral, backstabbing, self-centered Jezebel. And I am very glad that this happened, because now I know really what kind of person you are.
I don't know, honey. I don't need it on my thigh.
Who's she going out with?
Harry, again.
Harry? Who is this Harry?
All Blanche said was he still has his own teeth and hair.
Oh, it is wonderful dating in Miami. All the single men on...
Blanche.
Oh, believe me, it's no gamble.
But you know what I do like? I like music.
Music? Well, wonderful. We can dance. Oh, yeah, we can do one of those hot, sweaty South American dances they do in the street because they don't have television sets.
Well, you got me again, Blanche. I don't dance.
You don't?
I'm sorry. Listen, I went to the bank and I got something for you.
It's a gold watch.
It's Charlie's gold watch. I want you to have it.
But this is pretty tough words for somebody buying eclairs.
Miles, it isn't what it looks like. I mean, this has nothing to do with romance.
What do you mean it's not romantic? Oh, Rose, how could you do this?
Oh, Miles.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm very proud to win this award. Who would have guessed an old lady with a tin can could raise so much dough?
I don't believe we've been introduced. My name is Blanche Devereaux. That's French for Blanche Devereaux.
I'm pleased to meet you.
Forgive me for staring, but I do declare you're just about the most attractive man I've seen in Florida since Mr. John Forsythe performed Hamlet at the Bird of Watch. That you're right on time.
Looking lovely.
Thank you. I'll just get my purse and we'll go. Oh, this is my roommate, Rose.
Oh, Blanche, before you leave, will you take a look at this horse and tell me if it looks like old Brisker is pulling the beer wagon?
Honey, why don't you ask Donald to look at old Brisker? He knows a lot about all.
It's an ancient Scandinavian midnight snack.
I guess after a night of pillaging and raping, a Viking wants a little something to go with his cocoa.
Well, the smell got awful.
Yeah, just when you're about ready to throw up from the stench, that's when they're done. Who wants some?
Rose, I'm glad. You know, we've been so worried about you.
Well, I guess you can cry just so long and eat just so much. Then you have to pull yourself together and get on with your life. Besides, there'll be other Richards. Of course, they won't be as charming or as handsome or as rich. I better stop. I'm starting to depress myself again.
Sophia, look! Rush, it's not like you have a date tonight.
Ma.
It's not like you have a date any night or any day.
Look, Ma, when I find somebody worth going out with, I'll go out with him. Now, will you please stop nagging me?
Nagging? Is that what it's called when a mother wants a little happiness for her daughter?
Ma, I'd like to finish these glasses before Gloria gets here.
Your sister's not...
Two.
Oh, well, my sister Charmaine was insanely jealous of me from the time I was a gorgeous little infant. See, she was 1 year ahead of me in school, and we used to compete for everything. But there was one thing that Charmaine did excel at. Cheerleading. Now,
I know my mother.
oh, really? You're the one who said she wasn't going to leave in the first place. You know, Dorothy, it's not just your mother who left. I feel like she's my mother, too.
I know, honey, but don't worry. She'll be back.
Now that she's gone, who am I going to go to in the middle of the night with my deepest personal problems?
Wait a minute.
Directions on it?
Oh, honey, we've made these Sundays hundreds of times. We don't need directions.
No, I mean directions for the wedding. I promised to get the cake there by 8 o'clock.
Do you believe her? She doesn't stop for a minute.
I don't agree with it, but I do understand the thinking behind it. My granddaddy was the same way. He always said, idle hands are the devil's workshop.
This terrible news indeed, but it is good luck for all of us that we ran into each other. It so happens I know a shortcut to the palace.
Oh, really?
Yes, through my den. There's a service entrance in the rear.
Oh, thank you.
Fox.
Thank you so much.
We'll never forget this.
Oh, how do you do? I'm Dorothy's Bornak. This is my mother, Sophia Petrillo, and these are my friends, Rose and Blanche. We're competing on today's show.
Well, hello, Tiffany. It is such a pleasure to meet you, honey. I want you to know that I thought those pictures of you in that sleazy girly magazine were so tastefully...
Hello.
You fooling around with Gladys?
Of course not. Gladys was going out with Charlemagne. Sophia, I see from upstairs you kind of lost your spunk. What's the matter?
I'm slipping, Sal, and it's frightening. I'm even forgetting you, forgetting the good old days.
And what, I'm supposed to...
Recurring dream I have where I'm running naked through a train that keeps going through tunnel after tunnel while a sweaty bodybuilder chases me. He said he thinks it's sexual.
He thinks, for God's sake, Blanche, you smoke a cigarette after that dream.
Not all a blind man, you're certainly observant.
Have a seat.
Thank you. Your secretary told me you were meeting somebody here, so I won't keep you, John. I just thought we ought to talk.
Blanche, if you've come to apologize for last night, I understand.
Well, I'm not sure you do, John. I like you very much. He wasn't the only one who was up all night.
You were too?
Yes, I had time to do a lot of thinking.
And?
And, of course, I'm going to do it.
Oh, Blanche, you're a brave lady.
Oh, you really are, honey.
No, I have to. I don't want my sister to die. I want her to live.
We moved to a new neighborhood. I was mad because he always made new friends more easily than I did. And I'm mad today because I never wanted to give the eulogy at my kid brother's funeral. I'm mad because he died. You just can't help yourself, can you, Blanche?
I'm home.
Ma, what are you doing here?
There was no reason to stay.
I thought your grandson's graduation was next week.
There isn't gonna be a graduation. The big dope failed.
Ma, you're kidding.
What am I gonna do? My God, I'm hallucinating.
A lot luckier than go to win that $10,000. You know, Rose, I have to confess, I dabbled a little in poetry writing in high school.
Oh, well, that's nothing to be ashamed of. A lot of tall girls who wouldn't get dates wrote poetry in high school.
For affection. She gave her virginity to the first boy who showed her the slightest attention.
You know, Blanche, until you told this story, I never realized how much we had in common.
We don't have anything in common.
Fine. I can't trust you anymore, and if I can't trust you, then we can't be friends. The relationship is over. Goodbye. I got out in the hall, and I missed you guys already. Please, let's be friends.
Oh, you look like George Kirby.
No, wait. It's time that John Noretti learned a lesson, that I am not that same little girl whose head can be turned by a pair of beautiful eyes and a killer smile. What do you think you're doing?
I'm giving you the last rites, Mr. Ferguson.
I'm not Mr. Ferguson.
Then what are you doing in bed with him? The man's dying, for God's sake.
As you do that, I don't mind at all.
Sure, Rose. Set a place at the table.
Well, hi. What happened?
Oh, we had the nicest time. We went to Joe's. You ever been to Joe's?
Yes, what happened?
I had the stone crabs. I never had stone crabs. You ever had stone crabs?
Yes, Blanche. Just tell us.
Oh, well, I was just so relieved.
No.
Oh, come on. I can't sleep. My bed's never been so cold. Especially on a Saturday night.
Oh, all right. Get in.
Listen, did you hear that sound? Yeah, and as long as I'm in my own bed, I'll do what I want. I can't believe it. They must have sanded it off.
No, Ma. No. See, Ma, it's our height chart. You can see it through the paint. See, here's Phil, Gloria, me.
Oh, no. What's everybody doing up? We settled this. The kid wants to fight, and we need him to fight. There's no problem here. Everybody back to bed.
Ma, stop that. Look, we have to consider this very carefully. We could be holding the man's fate in our hands.
I once held a man's fate in my hands.
All alone in some dark, cold box 6 feet under.
Sorry I'm late. Dorothy, chin up. Posture's important.
God, she's alive!
By the way, Dorothy, I saw that video of you falling into the gorilla pit to America. I can. It was hell. And the entertainment? Some guy from Palermo forgot his accordion. So he sat around singing O Sole Mio while squeezing a monkey.
Sophia.
Sophia, what? It was the worst time of my life. If it weren't for Pin the Tail on the French, we would have gone stir crazy. I have made arrangements for us tomorrow.
Oh, what arrangements?
Well, we're supposed to show up at the hangar at 10 o'clock in the morning for skydiving class.
You mean actually jump out of an airplane? Literally?
Oh, there is nothing like skydiving. I mean, soaring. I feel like a complete fool.
Oh, sweetheart, no. Listen, let me tell you something. Back when I was in the Army, inside my locker, I kept a picture of Betty Grable. And she was wearing a lot less than you were wearing in my birthday photo. Sweetheart, she was the darling.
See people suffer?
No.
And isn't it true that from time to time she bullies the women she lives with?
No.
For the record, Your Honor, this witness has the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen. Blanche, what did Dorothy really feel about Angela?
Very eccentric old ladies who used to bathe together and floss each other's teeth. I kicked him out one morning, and that very afternoon went down to the supermarket to advertise for new ones. That was when I first met Rose.
Not that uncommon.
Really?
Well, you'd be surprised how many people are only 2 or 3 paychecks away from being out on the street. The suddenly poor are all around us. And once you've been knocked down like that, it's very hard to recover.
What's going to happen to all these people?
I don't know. There's no affordable housing, the rents keep going up, and the minimum wage has been held down.
Seems so. A great Southern writer, carrying on the tradition of the other great Southern writers, like, all those that are so famous they need not be mentioned. Oh, girls, it's going to be so exciting. I am going to make a fortune, and I won't even have to use
These people, and you're all going to Cancun?
Yeah, one of them has a condo down there.
Ma, you were listening at the door last night, weren't you?
No, I swear on your father's grave. Or what used to be your father's grave. Now it's a Duena Schnitzel. But he always liked a pup, so I never made a fuss.
Not a clue yet about Blanche versus Rose. And he said, now, Rue, I'd like you to read Blanche, and Betty, I'd like you to read Rose. And she said, oh, okay. And they heard us read. He heard us read. They heard us read. And the next thing I know...
But she was never sure whether Sven's pleading was the pain talking or the medication talking or the guy in the next bed talking. You see, the guy in the next bed was Ingmar von Bergen, St. Olaf's meanest ventriloquist.
Surgery? You mean heart bypass?
Yeah, the doctor says the problem's been brewing for years. I don't understand it. I always exercise, eat healthy.
Oh, please. Your idea of healthy eating is taking the skin off a knockwurst.
Whatever. He says I don't have a choice anymore. Oh, Dorothy.
Oh, come on.
We've never met.
Admit it, you have grown.
Rose, could you introduce Blanche and me?
Oh, of course. Dorothy, this is Blanche. Blanche, this is Dorothy. We have jokes like that around here all the time.
It's like living in a house full of Howie Mac.
Angelo will be on a plane headed for Brooklyn. Wish I'd taken my raincoat.
Why are you two dressed like that?
Well, these are our costumes for the play, Dorothy. We were in the middle of dress rehearsal when they told us all to go home right away. There's a hurricane heading.
Point the way.
Oh, good. It's on the second floor.
Thanks a lot, Rose. Oh, this is a great Valentine's weekend. Stuck in a hotel at a nudist camp for 10 hours.
I'm sorry, Dorothy. It's all my fault. I misunderstood the brochure. I lost it all. I'm sorry.
Mother, I am so ashamed of you.
I don't believe it.
Well, me neither. Frozen Island isn't the kind to squander.
You joke to raise my spirits.
Well, you all got a second chance. I realized I wasn't living up to my potential. I'm going to find out what I'm good at. Take an aptitude test. Maybe go to law school.
Oh, Ma, come on. You'll be 96 when you get out.
I'll be 96 anyway.
Well, since everyone...
She has to admit that she's a little witch without much sense when it comes to family matters, who takes pleasure in making other people miserable.
That wasn't so bad, was it? Ma, she really likes you. I think this whole thing can be fixed.
Forget it.
Ma, you know when...
Well, I sent Carl home. Now I just have to talk to Miles.
Talk to Miles. You seen somebody else, Rose?
I can explain.
No, I understand. Oh, Rose, of course, you're dating. That's why I've come to a decision. I'm going to go to Washington. I'm going to talk to the Bureau. I am leaving the Witness Protection Program. No, I just know I need to.
Until then, the beer will have to do.
Hey, guys, what about me?
Blanche!
Well, that's more like it.
Shut the door.
See? What did I tell you? That's why I wanted you to come down and see for yourself. Look at that. The men are practically swarming all. I think that's up. I know that was a man. I can always tell when a man calls, because you start sweating and get a bad case of the giggles.
I do not.
All right, talk.
It's no big deal. That was my 11th grade English teacher from back in Brooklyn, Mr. Gordon. He's moved to Miami and he wants to get... Stan, about what you said.
Hey, Dorothy, I was kidding. It was a joke.
That's what I figured.
You didn't think I meant it, did you?
No.
Case I'll get a boob job, too. I'm not going to the hospital. People die there. They go in, they don't come out.
Ma, that is not true.
I'm still not going.
Sophia, you have to go. You can't just ignore your hernia.
Blanche is right. I mean, right now it's very minor, but honey, left untreated, it could be very serious. Honey,
Much in love. Now, what were you saying?
Uncle Angelo, I wanted to say... Don't just stand there, Papa Bear. Come give Mama Bear a big bear hug. Can I get you another slide?
There. Will you promise you'll hold my hand the entire time?
Oh, Ma, are you really that scared?
No. I just want to make sure you're not grabbing at brochures behind my back.
Well, it has to be better than spending it alone. I mean, see, Christmas for me is whoop, 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 whoop. Christmas for me has always been rotten and lonely as long as I can remember. I always have the Christmas spirit, but no one ever seems to notice. I never get gifts, cards, dyed eggs.
Dyed eggs, that's Easter.
Another rotten holiday.
I hope I'm not too late for the funeral.
Why, no. No, not at all.
Oh, thank goodness. I would have felt just terrible if I'd missed it. She was one of my dearest friends.
Did you hear that, Dorothy? One of her dearest friends.
Yes. Oh, my.
The way the fortune it took Daddy a lifetime to build.
Kirsten, it's not that simple.
Just tell me how it happened. How could you go through everything Daddy earned?
I don't know. Bad investments. I guess I got a little greedy. You know, get-rich-quick scheme.
To this day, I don't know why I couldn't sell them.
Did you ever hear of napkins, Stanley?
Hey, so I didn't make the cover of Fortune. I'm just trying to do something to make things better for us. All our friends were moving up and we were stuck with a one-way ticket to Palookaville.
You think you could be a little patient, Jamie?
Look, I know things move kind of slow here at Sunnybrook Farm, but we do have a plane to catch.
Into the kitchen.
What?
You heard me. Into the kitchen right now.
Oh, it must have been one of the guys from work. Yeah, that's it.
I've heard enough.
Please, Dorothy, you'll have the time of your life.
The time of my life? Stan, the last time you said that, it took 12 seconds. And I ended up 3 months pregnant at my own wedding.
Look, I'll level with you. I got
Bother you one more time.
10 packs is all I can give you. I told you that on the plane.
I just want to know which way to the baggage claim. Oh, thank you. And thanks again for the wings.
Rose, I knew that was you.
Lily! Oh, honey, what are you doing here?
our icebreaker. I can teach you right now. Oh, once you learn this, any man is putty in your hand.
Oh, Blanche, come on, that is ridiculous. I mean, I'm certainly not going to waste my time listening to this adolescent nonsense. Did you say putty?
Sit back. Now, just play like we're at the movies.
Where's Blanche?
How about a game of hide and seek?
Sure! Great! Yeah!
Well, how about you, Norman?
Isn't that outfit a little young for you?
Come on, Norman, let's go. That boy hates me.
Oh, no, he doesn't, but Hi. But the only thing we have in common is under the sheets.
What's under the sheets?
His cappuccino maker.
Yes, Blanche, you landed on grab that dough. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, we're shafted.
That's right, Sophia. The green team automatically wins a chance to grab that dough in our magic money machine. Come this way.
That's enough, the both of you. This isn't the way it's supposed to be. If it isn't real, what does it mean? Let's just forget it.
What, you surprised? I'm supposed to love you? Oh, sure, Stan. I love you. I love you for knocking up my daughter when she was 17 years old. For sponging off Sal and me for 8 years. For stay. And both of them involved yanking a chain.
Has anybody seen Blanche? She had a date last night, and this morning her bed's all made, and she's not even there.
Wait a minute, here's our walking playground now. Boy, it must be true love. This guy is slowing down to 5 miles. For one thing, I always wanted to be a ballerina.
Please, with those legs?
Come on out, Salvador. I got more bread waiting for you.
Ma, I got news for you. I don't think it would have been any easier for you to break into ballet at 48.
That's not the point. I'd still have 2 more years to dream.
Shut up, Rose.
I'm Yvonne, and this is it! Woo! 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 Okay, everybody, let's warm up! Woo! And stretch. Legs wider.
That's like living in Minnesota. The cold slows down the aging process. Oh, I would move there in a shot if only they had men there.
We have men in Minnesota.
Farmers, Rose, farmers.
I'd be perfect for this job. You see, I am the battered consumer. I drive a gremlin, for God's sake.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Will you accept the test?
You bet.
One of the most important parts of this job...
Dear Blanche, I guess you know by now, I'm really sorry. The thing is, I really liked you. This time was different. You're a special lady.
Contact with the outside world for at least a year.
He dumped you.
Yes.
Dorothy, I'm sorry.
Why is it whenever I think I've met Mr. Right, I'm wrong?
Because, Dorothy, you're not the most perceptive woman in the world. Well, what's everybody doing up? I thought you all still be sleeping.
Away.
Every day of my life.
Dorothy, what are you still... No, she's still mad at me.
I'm not mad, but if I were, I'd have every reason to be.
Rose, come on now. You're about to swallow your chin.
It's just that the invitation to dinner should have come from me.
I asked you 3 times in this past week to invite Dr. Newman to dinner, and you always put it off.
I didn't put it off.
Why do you think?
Come on, Ma, you haven't driven in years. Why is this coming up now?
This morning at the center, Gladys Weinstock and I had a fight. We both claim we're natural redheads, but of course at our age, we can't prove it anymore.
So?
So, when I pulled out my license to show her, everyone saw.
Did that influence your decision to enter the priesthood?
Well, it wasn't exactly the evening I'd planned, but it turned out to be pleasant enough.
Frank is a very special person, isn't he?
Yes, he certainly is, and he obviously thinks the same about you.
Of course he does. We're friends.
Rose, there's been something I've wanted to ask you all day.
Mine are real.
That's not what I wanted to ask you, but that is good to know. Rose, ever since we met, I had a feeling there was...
There you go. There you go.
Sal. Sal.
Ma, are you okay?
What happened?
Oh, Ma, you were choking. You passed out. Rose saved your life.
But I was in heaven with your father. I didn't want to come back. Thanks for nothing, you nitwit. Okay, sure.
Great. Good night.
Good night. Well, what do you think? He's quite a man.
Oh, he certainly is, Rose.
Oh, I'm glad you both feel that way because I think Jonathan's going to ask me to marry him.
All right, I'll be there as soon as I can.
Blanche, what is it?
Oh, it's Big Daddy. He's dead.
Nose in petite. Everybody can see you couldn't get those past your knees.
If you don't keep your voice down, I'm going to hit you in the head with this loin of pork.
Oh, Blanche, come on. $15.99. Now, this is just too extravagant. I'm not going in on this.
It's to Rose, but I'm glad she wasn't here when I dropped by today.
Well, really, what a sweet thing to say. That must be why I date more than she does.
And I meant what I said about that diet of yours. Men of our generation like a little meat on their women. Maybe you don't want to pinch an inch, but I do.
Milton.
See it?
The point I was trying to make is that we have had a lot of great late-night talks right here.
Yeah, and most of them have been about sex.
Oh. Well, of course we do talk about sex, but we talk about other... How did you ever pull that off?
I work in the public school system. It's not that different from me.
Oh, Blanche, I'm sorry I yelled at you. I apologize.
No, don't you worry about it. I think we're all on edge.
This has to be the biggest disappointment of my life.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that it makes no difference at all in her life. It is just a concept. It is not based on reality. That will cheer her up.
Nothing will cheer me up. It has rained on my parade.
Oh, Dr. Parks, come right in.
Who is that?
The vet.
Dr. Parks, I don't believe you've met Blanche.
Well, no, he has not, because I certainly would remember it if he had. Well, I want to thank...
You found an apartment?
Yeah, I went down to the Senior Citizen Center this morning for the early bird special. You know, decaf coffee, sodium-free bacon, and a chest x-ray. On the bulletin board, I saw some advertisements for roommates. So I picked out a few places, and I found one I liked.
But isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, my new roommate will be here.
I'm glad. You know, we've been so worried about you.
Well, I guess you can cry just so long and eat just so much. Then you have to pull yourself together and get on with your life. Besides, there'll be other Richards. Of course, they won't be as charming or as handsome or as rich. I better stop. I'm starting to depress myself again. Sophia, look, they worked out after all.
Were you three listening to our conversation?
Absolutely not. You know we would never eavesdrop.
They made me do it.
When I turn my hearing aid up to 10, I can hear a canary break wind in Lauderdale.
That my job is boring.
Say it, Dorothy, say it.
No, I just feel you should ask more probing questions.
Okie dokie. Let's see. isn't it a fact that you have a drawer full of retirement home brochures and you're just waiting for the first sign of...
As if nobody'd been home. Rose, it's not just the fire. What do you expect me to do? There's nothing you can do, Rose. She has to learn to do things for herself.
Honey, maybe she ought to go back to that school.
Well, you heard her. That's not for her. She's a very independent person. No, she's not, Rose. Not till she learns to be independent.
Rose, what were you doing out so early this morning?
Well, I couldn't sleep, so I went for a spin last night to Alabama. Blanche, do you know at a truck stop in Tuscaloosa they have an egg dish named after you?
Really? How are they prepared? Over easy.
Oh, I don't believe this. Hey, Dick Tracy.
What's your problem now?
I thought I asked you to move this equipment someplace else where it would not be in the way.
I said I'd try. I tried.
Yeah, would you also try to remember to put down the toilet seat after you use it?
Sorry, that was me. I was
Dorothy's Bornak, you're in big trouble.
What? What did I do?
You lied to me, that's what you did. I was going through your purse and look at what I found. Betting slips. You went to the track again. How could you, Dorothy? I've spent the best years of my life...
As long as I'm here, what do you say, babe? For old time's sake. You want to go to bed? Dorothy! Dorothy, let go. It was a joke. You're hurting me. You're really hurting me.
Expensive restaurant, and I went to the powder room, and when I returned to the table, there was an open bottle of Dom Perignon and 2 filled glasses. And we clinked the glasses in a toast, and Stan gave me a coy smile, and I winked at him, and then I just... The trouble with the guys here in Miami. They simply cannot say those 3 little words, quick, call 911! So that's who I am, a substitute teacher with...
Oh, Rose, I'm having a wonderful time. You're a lot of fun to be with.
Oh, I'm having a good time, too. I don't think I've had this much fun since I was a little girl back in St. Olaf. I remember once when I was about 10.
Oh, hi, Sophia. Babe, I was out taking a drive listening to the Dodgers on the radio, and I got a sudden urge to see a ball game.
Well, fine, Stanley. If you leave now, you can make Dodger Stadium in 5 days. Drive carefully.
Wait, Dorothy, I was thinking about us. Good old days.
That's terrible. I've never been so humiliated in my entire life.
That's not true. What about the time you got caught with the Orkin Man?
Don't comfort me, Rose.
All right, girl.
I'd let him see me in the same dress.
Ma, you're not going anywhere until the doctor comes.
Sophia, you can't go anywhere now. I want you to see how good I look in my new dress.
You know something? We are really lucky that we found a doctor who makes house calls.
I know. When I was growing up in Minnesota, the doctor made house calls all the time.
Oh, I am so excited. I can't believe I'm going to see Trudy again after all these years.
Oh, I'm excited for you too, Dorothy. That's why I want everything perfect. I'm making Scandinavia's oldest and most traditional appetizer treat. Cheese and
Painting a fresco on the ceiling. It's a bathroom. What do you think I'm doing? What are you writing?
Nothing.
What do you mean nothing? What is that?
Well, Ma, you have such a great sense of humor, and I can never remember all the funny things you say, so I've decided to keep a journal.
Journal? Who the
chicken? And he was a great singer, too. Gordon could cluck the scores of all the big Broadway musicals. I've heard a lot of poultry do show tunes, but nobody could hold a candle to him. Oh, of course, no chicken likes to be that near an open flame.
About a woman who eats her way from behind the Iron Curtain.
I think we just better go to another hotel.
I'm afraid that would be an exercise in futility. There's not a vacant room in the city.
Girls, this is terrible. I mean, we're going to be on national television in 7 hours. We don't have any clothes, and now we don't have...
And I have to get something off my chest.
I agree. There, that's much better.
Boy, I'll say. Okay, let's go.
I am not going anywhere.
Would you girls excuse me? My girdle is killing me.
He's wearing a girdle?
And padded shoulders.
And knowing him, a sock in his crotch.
I'm not going to let you do this. Blanche is in a very fragile state up there. I'll be damned if I'm going to let you treat her like a common criminal.
Dorothy, it's all right. I'm coming down.
Blanche, you're out.
Blanche, what happened? What changed your mind?
Grammy came. She told me it was time.
Are you okay, honey?
I have class. And you know what else I have?
It's not self-awareness, that's for damn sure. Hey, listen to this. Older gentleman seeks lady of refinement. I like moonlit nights, romantic Italian dinners, and waking up in the morning.
In a museum, so I understand these things. You see now, for instance, this slash of color of red across the bottom, well, that represents the setting sun, and this jagged blue line, now that signifies the ocean. And then this spot of orange up here in the corner, that stands for the planets, and man's eternal struggle against nature and the elements.
Come on, Ma, now be nice. They're looking forward to your visit. The 6 boys are giving up their bedroom for you.
It'll be a miserable week. I don't even know why I'm going.
Ma, it's your grandson's graduation.
Big deal. Animal grooming school. He'll know how to make that fluffy ball at the end of a poodle's tail.
The day would come when the tables would turn and I'd have to take care of him. But I guess it has.
Sophia, why don't you come with us? It might be fun to hear Blanche's father sing.
To you, Rose, but what are you?
That's right. I'm nuts about that guy.
You'd have to be.
But you know, it's so strange. You have no idea what it's like dating a superhero.
Sure I can. Why, my Stan and Superman had a lot in common. They were both faster than a speeding bullet.
I'm really touched. I'm also soaking wet. All right, one group hug, and let's hit the road.
Oh, yeah, honey.
Blanche, let's go. Come on, Blanche, let's go.
Why am I explaining this to anybody?
Who's Lenny? Tall, red hair, loves tuna on whole wheat.
Let me ask you a better question. Why do we have his IOU for $2?
Well, he didn't have anything small.
Dorothy, once we get in there, we have to exercise psychological control. That's why I'm wearing this suit.
You make me sick.
Hey, everyone knows good guys wear white. This suit subliminally tells the auditor I'm a good guy.
I could vomit just looking at you.
Mr. and Mrs. Bornak, step into my office, please.
I made it as fast as I could.
I just couldn't believe you forgot the peanut butter vanilla ice cream. That's Mario's favorite.
I was so sure chocolate was his favorite. That's why I bought it this morning.
Oh, my goodness me. I
Rose.
take it easy. Dorothy, I'm scared. I've never seen Rose look so terrible.
I know, I'm worried too.
Will you two knock it off? I'm telling you, there's nothing to worry.
Each month has the picture of a man who's brought some special joy into my life.
Oh, Blanche, oh, honey, this is so thoughtful. Whoa!
September.
Yep.
I'm surprised
One of my favorite plays.
Frankly, I was a little disappointed.
Really?
Yeah, when you told me you were taking me to a revival of Tennessee Williams, I was expecting something more along the lines of a seance.
Rose, I have never met anyone like you.
Check the cornfield on Hee-Haw.
But she was never sure whether Sven's pleading was the pain talking or the medication talking or the guy in the next bed talking. You see, the guy in the next bed was Ingmar von Bergen, St. Olaf's meanest ventriloquist.
Sophia, what's going on?
Nothing. Nothing. Sophia!
See people suffer?
No.
And isn't it true that from time to time she bullies the women she lives with?
No!
For the record, Your Honor, this witness has the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen. Blanche, what did Dorothy really feel about Angela?
I guess I'm all right. I mean, I threw my party because I wanted romance and excitement and moonlight madness, and that's what I got. I got it all with an English accent. And I didn't have to compromise my virtue. I feel like a lady again. And to tell you the truth, I'm starting to get sick of it.
Didn't even share it with his band of merry thugs. He was the idol of many a Sicilian youngster.
That's what they did, all right. That is exactly what they did. Delivered the wrong bed.
Oh, and you don't like this one?
Oh, I think it's the most stunning thing I've ever seen. I absolutely love it, but I can't afford it. That bed back there must cost. Well, didn't the phone scare you?
Well, of course it did. One of those times I really miss having a man around. They're so good at answering the phone in the middle of the night.
That's not all they're good at. And when they're really good, you don't even hear the phone.
Mom,
You let a plumber get away?
we don't need him.
Like hell! I'm going after him.
Come on, Dorothy, let's move this little beauty. Okay.
Oh, wait. No, honey, she won't budge. Oh, Rose, I don't think we're going to be...
Arnie wants me to go away with him on a cruise to the Bahamas.
Oh. Oh, and you're upset because he wants you to pay your own way?
I'm upset because we'll be all this late. I hate to have you wait, Dorothy. Why don't you stay in my room tonight?
Well, I suppose that makes more sense than waking Dorothy.
Good. By the way, you're not a cover hog, are you?
No.
Good, because I am.